podcast focused on trends shaping the future of manufacturing. I'm Alexandria Burek, your host, here with A.W. Schultz, two thought leaders with a passion for people and manufacturing. Today and every episode, we are diving deep into the advancements, sustainable practices, and dynamic changes transforming how we produce everything.
And now welcome Alexandria Burek and A.W. Schultz.
Hey everybody, welcome to Factory of the Future. In today's episode, you should expect to learn all about the digital twin, how we see that saving companies in downtime and improving their production efficiency, and of course, what we expect for the individual and the company as we move today through the future. So buckle up for a good episode all about the digital twin.
Alexander, what if I told you we could predict machine failures and predict the future and have a good understanding of what's driving some of the innovations and what some of the consequences could be? Is that something you think you'd be interested in?
I think me and every other CEO of a manufacturing business wants to know what you have to say, so please tell us more.
So the digital twin is no more than just a piece of software or program that replicates what we have as other pieces of equipment. And it's a quick fact about it. The software offers opportunities for companies to reduce the amount of downtime and increasing their uptime. And you think about the market for it. In 2022, it was around $7.45 billion, and it's projected to be a 96 to almost close to $100 billion business within 2029.
Wow. That's more than 10x in 5 years.
Yeah. So just to take a step back to it, where the evolution of it has begun, and it's not a technology that's not overly new, but it's something it's been around for a while. It's actually some of the earlier models was actually developed by NASA when they were doing the Hubble project of the satellite that takes a lot of pictures up there, and instead of having a digital twin, they actually had a exact replica of it where they would offer the maintenance on it and define what needed to be done in the repairs on it, because obviously when it's up there in space, it's a little bit harder to do maintenance on a piece of equipment.
So then can I ask you a quick question about that? So just to clarify for the audience, so the NASA program essentially invented this digital twin idea, this concept. And what they did was they put a replica of exactly what they had in space on Earth. So that way the engineers on Earth could troubleshoot and help direct the engineers that were actually in space working on that item. Is that correct?
That's correct, because they couldn't work up there. They found themselves working on the actual digital or the actual twin on Earth to do troubleshooting and determine what could be done for fixes and other things of that nature. Actually, when it was actually originally launched, there was a problem with the way the Hubble was taking photographs, that they were somewhat blurred, and the way they troubleshoot it was making adjustments on Earth and then applying that up in space so that they could see it. So it helped them. It fundamentally saved the project for if they wouldn't have had that capabilities, it would have been a loss for NASA.
Right. So like you think about it, there's a whole team down on Earth with unlimited resources and brain power that are trying, and they have time and energy to try all these different maintenance ideas and things. And then once they find the solution, they just serve that up on the silver platter, essentially, to the folks out there. So that's essentially what this digital twin idea is all about, is using kind of unlimited time and resources, a team to troubleshoot, so that way when the machines are down, when the work actually needs to be done, it's a silver platter solution.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is. It's the idea of having something that's you're sitting in an office running software and algorithms to determine where the the predictability of the failures can occur and how to extend the life of components.
Cool. I love that. So that's that. I mean, I feel like the boots on the ground have got to really appreciate kind of cutting through the mess and the frustration of trial and error.
Yeah. So, I mean, real world examples. So Boeing uses digital twins to reduce assembly time by what they're reporting about 25%.
Wow.
So think about putting a large, huge, gigantic jet together, and you're doing it 25% in less time.
That's so
just
cool.
Because they've done, yeah.
So cool.
But you think about the factor of the future, it also can be used to reduce maintenance costs. And some figures are showing there's about a 30% reduction in the cost of what is for the components and the reliability for these facilities to have that operating time. And those are real dollars when you start to consider it.
Yeah, because you're not breaking things, you're not wasting time and energy or parts on testing stuff. You're just kind of getting right into it and doing the solution without the kind of wasted time and energy and resources beforehand. I love it. Awesome. Tell us more about this digital twin and kind of what you see kind of as some of the benefits and some of the reasons employers and businesses should be really focused on this in the future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at that 30%, you might be asking yourself, well, where are those money coming from? Mm-hmm. When you start to think about it, if you got less time that you need to do your inspections because you've got a better idea of when failures could occur or when wear is occurring, it increases more uptime.
Right.
And you think about it, you have less decreased unplanned downtime. You become more predictable and become more profitable.
Yeah. I'm really impressed by the reduction in inspection time. I really appreciate you walking me through that before in order to prepare for this. And I'd just like to share with the audience the summary kind of that we shared before in preparation for the show. So when you're talking about a reduction in inspection time, what AW explained to me was that you're reducing the inspections required. Right now, without using predictive maintenance, you're kind of just doing inspections because you don't know if things are breaking, wearing down, that need to be replaced. You're kind of just doing them for the sake of doing them because time has passed. But by using predictive maintenance in the digital twin, you can reduce the actual number of inspections required because you know when things are wearing, you know when things are breaking down and need to be replaced. So that reduction in inspection time comes from actual reduction in the inspections required because versus you're on a seek and find mission with some of those kind of more analog inspections, right?
I think you said it very well, better than I could have said it myself. And here's some of the things that I find very fascinating about it, some of the future trends that we could look forward to in the next coming years.
Yeah.
Think about the integration of augmented reality and virtual reality technologies. So even further, you've got this virtual twin, but now you've actually got a virtual reality of that component that you can inspect. So they can actually do the inspections
virtually.
Yeah, not even being in place.
That's
Some
cool.
of the other challenges that we might see, though, is the idea is there could be some data security concerns.
Yep.
There is some initial costs that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of skill gaps.
Yeah.
And I know this is something that you were concerned about is, we've got a workforce out there. How are we bringing them forward?
Yeah. And honestly, if you are an individual listening to the show, how can AW is going to share some tips and ideas about how we as individual contributors, as the future of, the workforce, can gain a competitive advantage and be early adopters and leaders in this space with such an opportunity ahead of us. So kind of where some analog jobs may be lost, there's going to be a whole gap of jobs and need for people to do this type of work. So give us an idea about what individual contributors can do to become the leaders in this space.
So right now, a lot of people that are in the knowledge of digital twins, they come from a background that it talks about the Internet of Things, platforms, AWS, Azure, and some of their softwares that Siemens has got brought forward, Python, And, while there's some practical experience that are brought forward, there's other companies that are actually offering some of these. GE is got a foundation that they offer some certifications on this, just to bring up people into this new this technology that exists.
That's super cool. I mean, I would love to look more into that. I'll probably do some digging, some homework between now and next episode, just to figure out if there's any certificates somebody could get, if they were interested in, and things like that. But if this is something that's interesting to anybody out there, highly recommend just poking around and seeing what you can learn, because a 67% skills gap is going to be huge in terms of getting out and getting ahead of the competition. Job market's competitive, and what better way to set yourself apart than being an early adopter to something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's some great advice.
Yeah.
If those that are interested in building and are looking into the aspects of digital twin, because it's not going away, and it's only going to advance and become more part of what is the future of what we see in the industry.
Absolutely. I love this topic. A great selection today, AW. I appreciate it. And coming into this episode, I had no idea what a digital twin is. So I consider myself a little bit smarter having had this conversation with you. So thank you. And hopefully the audience feels the same way. Are we clocking out?
Yes, Alexander, we are clocking out like finished goods.
All right.
This is Factory of the Future, and we are out of here like finished goods. Stay tuned for our next episode of Factory of the Future, where we're exploring groundbreaking techniques and behaviors that are reshaping industrial landscapes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review, and help others discover the cutting-edge insights transforming manufacturing as we know it.